Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Contro Central. We're here with another episode, and this week we're going to be covering the NFL Conference Championship playoff round. We're just gonna
Let's
get
go, baby.
you
Let's
gotta
go.
get right
Sorry, bro.
into
I couldn't even
it.
hold I couldn't even hold that in. You have no idea how pumped I was this weekend, man. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I'm so glad. I just can't wait for Sunday, bro.
it's
Cannot
gonna so
wait, bro. Oh my God. I called this, fam. Everyone was laughing at me. That was the funny part, bro. I mean, if you really take it in, everyone was laughing at me. Other than Bills fans, I don't think anyone expected them to get to the conference championships, bro. Let's be real. Other than Bills Mafia.
no, no, no.
Up until I
When
guess
when I saw them in the playoffs, then I was like, yeah, they can. But before that,
they're
I was
well
like, no.
coached. Like they learn from all their games. That's what I realized. And the way they lost, if you look back at all their L's, um, starting from the Chiefs, sorry, not the Texans, the Titans, and I mean they lost to Hail Mary, or else they would have been like fucking I think
Yeah,
12-0 in their last like 12 game or 13 games, something like that, right? So I mean, bro, not to get sidetracked, but it's just crazy, bro. I'm just so amped.
what'd you think of that game between them and the Ravens?
I
I think
think
they did a good job of holding down Lamar and really containing him, especially with your corners, because you sent a couple nickel blitzes, and that's how
exactly, and
you're
that's
able to
my
keep him in the pocket.
what I tell you. I said that's the matchup that I was looking forward to see. Greg Roman versus Leslie Frazier, right? Like
Yeah,
it's like we know what he got exposed by Steve Smith. I think you were the one
yeah, I
that
sent it
that
to
sent
you.
me that video, bro. And he was right. Everything that he said happened in that game,
Hmm.
right? Teron Johnson, obviously the guy that got the 101 yard
Yeah,
pick
pick
six,
six.
he stepped up. He's our nickel, and
He
he
played
applied a
well.
lot of pressure, and he was very good in coverage too. Smart
Yeah,
corner. It's the scheme that the Bills run. You know, they're very well coached. It's very well ever since Bean and McDermott came to Buffalo. They brought that culture for real. You know, a lot of people would say it on TV, but I never really understood until I
you
really got
actually
to see
seen them.
McDermott's coaching. And how it
Yeah,
developed.
it did develop. It did develop over the seasons.
We ran a different scheme against the Ravens, and it worked out for us. Honestly, you got to give the big ups to Leslie Frazier, and I think McDermott was involved too in that. I remember
Hmm.
last year or the beginning of the year, he kind of fell back and let Frazier do everything. But I remember after the Titans game, I think or I'm sorry, the Chiefs game because they lost to the Titans first. I think McDermott got involved.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
the running game was decent. I think the best player for you guys was Stephon Diggs, though. He came through for
Which
real.
But what I tell you, I said 80, at least 80 yards a game from that guy. Like he is just so good at football, bro. He right now there's no receiver better than him, bro. I was watching
Yeah,
you watched Adams
yeah.
and you watched Diggs. You know what I mean? And who cooked who?
Adams was
Diggs had
playing a
two of the
bit.
best.
Adams was playing a better defense, in my personal opinion.
When Diggs played that the Jalen Ramsey thing, don't get qualled by the stats, like how he only held him to like 49 yards. He may have held him to 49 yards, but he had a touchdown on him where he ran a slant in the red zone against Ramsey and
Hmm.
got a TD. So like it wasn't like Ramsey strapped him the whole game, you know? That was like
Yeah,
his only
no,
quiet game. But
yeah. I mean, Adams had an okay game. It wasn't anything crazy. He still scored a touchdown in that game, so I don't think it was a terrible game for him. But Diggs definitely came through for you guys.
he was big.
For, yeah.
I think a
Would
lot
you
of
say is
credit
here?
to
Yeah.
I say you have to give a lot of credit to Josh Allen too for managing the game, not making mistakes, making the right throws. He played very conservative, And bro, did you take him? Sorry, we didn't even run the ball. Like it was a pass. It was a fucking pass. I
Pass
think
first.
pass
Pass first,
first
definitely.
for like I think the entire first half. I didn't think we had a single run attempt the entire first half, and
You had a few. You had a few.
we had a
One
few in the
thing I would
first
say
half.
about
I don't
Josh
even
Allen
remember.
was One thing I would say about Josh Allen was he held onto the ball a bit too long. during
No, but that
moments in the first half. But besides that, it was an okay game for him. Nothing spectacular. Yeah, Stephon Diggs definitely gave him a lot of opportunities, bailed him out on a few things, few throws. I mean, but yeah, I can't really complain about him except for he just held on to the ball a bit too long. I would have liked to see him get rid of it a bit earlier
well, I
because
mean,
he
he
almost fumbled on one, and that would have been a bad turnover as well. But he
he
ended up holding
trusts
on
his
to
O
the ball.
line. Like to be honest, the Bills from it's 2 years ago,
Hmm.
they were a bottom five O line in the league. They're
Yeah.
up there with the Texans. Now they're top 10, right? And that's like a major. Darrell Williams, our right tackle. Our right tackle is usually, well, he was a rookie last year. He would have been the second year player. Cody Ford, he was a right tackle, but he's injured right now. So we signed Darrell Williams, and bro, he's been putting in the works. I think Pro Football Focus has him like as a top 10, if I'm not mistaken, or top 15 for his position, right?
Hmm.
Um, so that when he holds on the ball for a long time, it's because it's not like he's going out of the pocket to extend the
No,
play.
he's not.
When he does that, he makes the throw or he goes for the run. But when he's in the pocket and he's holding a little long time, I don't really get mad at that because he's trusting his guys, you know? If anything, I blame the O line. You got to protect them better.
Yeah, no,
Like, it's
just for
nothing's
me,
there.
it's like, yeah, of course there's nothing there, but then you have to know when to like get rid of the ball, just throw it away rather than taking that sack. Because I think he was sacked how many times that game? I know he was sacked a couple of times, and like I feel like on those sack
I think Lamar
opportunities,
was sacked more. I think Josh Allen was sacked
yeah,
maybe two times, I think.
yeah, not too many times, but I think on those sacks he could have gotten rid of the ball a bit
Yeah,
earlier.
he
But
could have
again,
obviously.
yeah, that's just nitpicking. I don't think it's too much. You could say that was bad from him, to be
That
honest.
that's the beauty, right, of playoff football. It's like it's really a coach's game. If you really think about it,
Yeah,
I think Ravens got out coached. They got out
yeah,
coached on offense and defense. So their DC and their OC got out coached by ours. Big credit to Dayball and Frazier. I think that's what like people like, there's a whole other side of football. Like in the NBA, you have LeBron, you have Kyrie. You know what I mean? Fucking you
yeah,
don't need that coach to take you to the finals if you have those type of players on your team. Whereas football is like, bro, you could have all the coach, like all the players, all the weapons. Example, Browns last year.
yeah.
But once it's that coach that takes you to that next level, right? And for
Hmm.
each coach, the situation and also like it matters too, right? So it's like you can have Brian Dable, for example, go to the Eagles, or you can have him go to the Chargers. What do you think will work out better? Obviously, the fucking Chargers, right? Because you have a similar type, not similar player, but similar build in like Herbert and Allen, and
Yeah,
you have weapons like Chargers have some weapons on offense and defense.
yeah.
Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. You know who I think we were debating, it was Diggs or Allen, and I'm pretty sure who you take now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you know.
I wasn't debating. Was I debating Diggs or Allen? I just said Allen was.
Yeah, you
I said
said
Allen
you
was
take
top
Keenan.
five.
You said you take Keenan Allen over Stephon
Yeah,
Diggs.
that
You
was when
and
I
Mikhail.
was. That was
Yeah,
when I was hating. That was when I was hating. So, but
yeah,
for real,
yeah.
yeah. As much as you can say it was coaching, you also have to understand that Lamar did throw that pick six. That was a turning point of the game because
That was a bad throw, man.
yeah,
That like that he may be a third year, right? Yeah, this is his third
yeah,
year. He might be a third year quarterback, but it's the guys that are around him that are playing at a that have such of a higher IQ. For example, Baker and Josh Allen, right? And Josh we only seen it this year. You know his maturation. I think with Lamar, it's like I don't think it's the OC's fault. It is to an extent, but it's also Lamar's fault too. Like he needs to go and kind of do what Josh Allen did, work on his mechanics, his fundamentals. I think he's gonna have a big offseason. Then it's a make or break season for him next year, in my opinion. Like if he doesn't get to the AFC championships next year, like they're gonna have to do something with that offense. Like
I think they
either
need to get
it's
him receivers, bro, because he doesn't
that
have any
no,
receivers.
that's true. That's the first thing. That's the first thing you got to do. You got to go sign either a true number one, either Allen Robinson or Kenny Galladay, right? You have to get that for Lamar. He deserves it, you know? Like Marquise Brown, as good as he is, he's no true number one. And I'll be the
No,
first
he's
guy to
not.
tell you that a true number one really helps a QB. Example, Josh Allen. We
Yeah.
said like, bro, if you want to see every Bills fan when Diggs got traded, they said Allen's gonna have an MVP type year. We didn't say he's gonna win MVP because we didn't even know how good he would have been, right? But we knew that giving him a true number one was gonna help him a lot. You're gonna see a massive leap in his numbers or his like performance. And bro, you can easily do that with Lamar, but you also have to change the scheme. You can't do the
Yeah.
same thing. Like Greg Roman's got to open up that playbook,
Hmm.
and it's up to Lamar too. It's like the Ravens is like it kind of reminds me of the Raptors with DeRozan in a way. Like
Yeah,
bro,
yeah, with
you're
that
gonna be
case.
you're gonna be the top two in in your division, no matter
Hmm.
what. You guys are gonna make the playoffs. Hell, we might even win this playoff series. But when it
Yeah.
gets to that, someone's got to make a play for us. As good as Lamar is, there's a way to stop him in the playoffs where teams can focus and make schemes. Example, this game, right?
Yeah.
Like if you Ravens were underdogs on the betting spread, but they were I think 55% to win that game. Like the fans vote, or I think the NFL analysts. If you were to go back on Good Morning Football and or even NBC with those guys, and you look at what they were talking about, they'll all tell you they had the Ravens. They said, "I don't trust the Bills' defense." That's literally all they said.
Nah, nah, but realistically, I think the Bills heavily underperformed and they still won that. Like, obviously, if Lamar didn't throw that pick, it would have been a little bit less comfortable, but I didn't really have a doubt that the Bills were going to
The
lose the
Bills
game at any
underperformed,
point. Yeah, they did. I think they could have done a bit better in
but you
that
got to
game.
take. Yeah, they could have. One, they could have run the ball a bit more.
Yeah, that's
Um,
underperforming. It's not saying that they played terribly. I'm just saying they could have done better. And when they could have done better, that means that the Ravens also could have done better as well. So I think that in my personal opinion, the Ravens were never going to win this game. So that 55% fan vote or whatever, I don't know. They might just be casuals and just see that Lamar
you
is
know what I
good,
think it
but
is. I think like a lot of that has to do with I think Lamar and the defense. You're forgetting how good this defense is. To say they underperformed is a
it's
bit of a
good, but
push,
it's not the Ravens of 2010, 2011, even
but
in
it's a
times
much
like they're not as good
improved.
as that Ravens defense.
You gotta realize who their pass rushers are, right? Calais Campbell, Yannick Ngakwe. They have that rookie. I forget his name too. They have a very dangerous secondary. I mean, there's a reason they got rid of
Hmm.
Earl Thomas. They didn't need him. That's how deep they were at
Yeah,
that position,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
I mean, and you got to take weather into consideration. So
yeah,
all in all, I think it was a solid like 7.5 performance by the Bills, and I think the defense carried that. But we didn't make any big mistakes, right? Whereas if you look at our opponent, they made a, a few big mistakes, right? Not converting on a fourth down or whatever it may be. That cost them the game
yeah.
as well.
That interception. As much as you can
Bro,
say, yeah, they're not. The playbook isn't expansive. He doesn't have receivers. You can't make a throw like that at that point in the game into
mm,
traffic and then get it picked off. So yeah, I don't know. I think he had to do a bit better. It's unfortunate that he even got injured towards the end, but yeah, Lamar definitely has something to prove next year, and the Ravens better just get him a true number one receiver so they can stop playing around.
would you
I
pick
mean,
Robinson or
he's not going to
Galladay?
be in. I think I like Robinson better, to be honest. But I wouldn't be mad with either one. I wouldn't be mad with either one. I think Robinson is a bit more physical than
He's
Galladay, but
bigger. He's bigger.
Galladay is a better deep threat, and he's a
He
bit better in
is.
the red zone.
But
So
Lamar doesn't need that. Lamar needs a big body wide receiver you can throw to other than Andrews, right? Like
yeah,
he needs that guy that he can, target on a third down. Like
yeah,
Robin, like that Andrews would be a good, like how good, like how more open the field's gonna get for Lamar.
yeah. If he
Like
gets a
once
number one,
if he gets a number one and then to still use those legs.
yeah,
You know what I think Lamar can do? I think he's good enough not to use his legs in the regular season at all. I think their team is just built like that culture they have in Baltimore with that defense. They can just win them games, like kind of what the Bears did a couple years ago with Trubisky, right? It's like if
hmm,
Lamar were to just regular season focus on his passing, just continue to keep getting better. Of course, he can scramble for like he's not worried about the rushing yards or rushing TDs. Like at this point, he's only worried about getting a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The fact that he's got an MVP this quick, like his future is bright. Like it's so open.
I would like it if he stayed in the pocket a bit more. Because I don't like the whole using your quarterback as a runner, like designing
Yeah.
runs for your quarterback. I think it should be like a last ditch thing. Just get it out of the pocket, make a play. But when they're designing runs so that you can run as a quarterback, personally, that just puts the health of your quarterback in jeopardy, one, and it doesn't allow him to progress as a passer, two, because he's still young. He needs some time to develop, and you're going to get that time during the games more than anything else. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Who do you think was your highlight player this week?
Damn, that was supposed to be the first question too. We just kind of, went off topics off. There's just so much to talk about when it comes to football,
Yeah,
right?
honestly,
Fuck, bro. I
and
feel
that's just one
patriotic as
game.
fuck. I'm about to put the American flag behind me, bro. Bro, when it comes to
Uh,
football, I tell people it's like I understand why Americans are like that. I understand why they're so patriotic about like their football teams. There's like something about America and football that just go together. You know what I mean?
it's the whole hard work, teamwork, military
And it's the
nonsense.
stories. It's like Gridiron Gang or like what's that
Yeah.
movie with that guy? I think he ended up going to the league too, or he was that or The Blind Side.
Oh yeah, 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 the blind side. Michael Orr, he was on the Ravens. He was on the
Yeah,
Ravens.
I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, that's the type of stuff they like, bro. You
Yeah,
know, like,
no, really.
but I don't know, man. That's just I just my fault for getting a little sidetracked over there.
Calm
But
stuff.
my highlight player of the week, it's pretty obvious. Like I have to go with Diggs. Like Allen had 206 yards. I think he threw the ball for over 35 times, and
Yeah,
Diggs caught 50% of that. He caught literally 106, 8 receptions, 106 yards, if I'm not mistaken. So,
yeah.
and he had the only TD of the game. Well,
The
only
game.
offensive TD of the game. So, yeah, I have to go with Diggs. I don't know if you like who else you would go with.
For me, I personally go with Fournette, bro, because I think that when he started to get going during the game, that's when the game turned on its head for Tampa Bay because Brady wasn't getting it done in the air. I don't know whether it's his receivers weren't getting any separation or he just wasn't seeing the passes quick enough because he did have quite a bit of pressure on him with the Saints defensive line. They did get to him a bit. They didn't sack him as much, but there was a bit of pressure and he didn't have as much time in the pocket as maybe he could have. So he's forced to make some quicker throws, some inaccurate throws he made as well. Yeah, he just wasn't on the mark that game. But when Fournette got it going on the ground game and in the pass game, he rushed for 63 yards, 3.7 yards per carry, a touchdown. So I think he really changed the game for them, and he was their key player of the week for me. But I can't go wrong with Diggs either. It's just that Tampa Bay was a bit behind, and I felt like they were chasing the game a bit until he got going. That's when they were able to like get a hold of the game, and then it was good from there.
Which player stood out to you this this past divisional round that you didn't expect to show up, or you just didn't have them on your radar of guys to look out for, but they had a good game?
Lazard, he had a monster game.
Lazard played well.
Yeah,
You know,
for
you know
Green
who I
Bay.
go with? Played
Who?
on the Bucks. Anton
Who'd you go?
Winfield.
Oh yeah, he
But
did
he
play
was
well.
he was all he's a rookie, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a rookie. Well, maybe I wasn't really up to date with the cornerback class this year. I just knew Jeff Okuda.
Hmm.
Um, it was we had such a deep running back and wide receiver class this year that I didn't really
Yeah.
focus on anyone
The
else. And
corners.
obviously, you had one pass rusher and one OT. Uh, so yeah, I'd
Nah,
have to
he
go with Winfield.
was he was
He
solid.
impressed me. He was everywhere. He was blitzing. He had an interception, I think, right?
And I think he
Or
could have had another one to be
he
honest.
or he forced an interception. I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He forced. It was like due to his
He
coverage that they got the
mhm.
interception, and he had a forced fumble as well, which I think Devin White recovered that one.
Yeah, Devin White is a solid player, bro. Him and
Yeah,
Levante David, that linebacker class, I mean, that duo is it's up there with Edmonds and Milano. Yeah,
I
if
think
you
I'd
ask
take
me.
David. I
Yeah,
think I'd take David and White. I think I'd take David and White.
I think Milano and Edmonds are more coachable though. I think
Yeah,
I think the Bucks defense is could be so much better if they had a better coach, a better defensive
yeah.
coordinator. Todd Bowles, I think, is their DC. Like he's good.
He's not bad.
No, I just think the scheme that they're running, like it worked against obviously the Rams. No, sorry, not
Mm-hmm.
the. It was the Rams, right?
This which one?
No, no, the
The
against
Saints?
who did just play the Saints. Sorry, I'm
Yeah, the
getting the games
Saints.
mixed up.
Yeah.
I didn't like the scheme that they were running. Like throughout the game, they were doing a lot of free blitzes. Did you notice
Mm-hmm.
that? Or a lot of
Yeah, I
man
did.
coverages. Like, cause you know why they have the like. There's the reason why the Bills play zone is because their players are. I think as a unit they're better, but individually they aren't better than the Bucks defense. If that makes sense. Like I would rather take Milano and Edmonds over Levante David and Devin White, just because I think they're more coachable and proofs in the pudding, right? I mean, I think Edmonds is a Pro Bowler this year. I know Devin White got snubbed, or people think he got snubbed, but I don't know. I'd go with the Bills on that one. Like I'd take their tandem over. That's actually a good
But
debate.
just on sheer talent, we already know who Levante David is. Like we don't need to get into
Yeah,
that. He's a baller. But
yeah.
then Devin White this year has stepped up,
They're more
bro.
they're more physical, I'd say.
Bro, he had like 144 tackles and 9 sacks as
Mhm.
a sophomore. Bro,
I
those
think
are
I think what I'm trying to say is
insane
I think
numbers.
they're smarter. I think
Yeah.
Edmonds and Milano plays more smarter, whereas those guys are kind of
But
a
you could
train
also
wreck.
say that that's the scheme as well, the scheme
It
that
is, and
they're
that's
in.
why I think the Bucks could be better if they
Hmm.
ran a different type of scheme. You know,
Yeah. But I
I
think
think
that
so.
they had to play like that against the Saints because if
Yeah,
you take it in the first half, um, Drew Brees had a lot more time in the pocket. They weren't really getting after him. And when you sit back and play zone against a quarterback like that, especially with his wide receivers, he's gonna find gaps in that zone and he's gonna attack it. Because Drew Brees is not like a quarterback who has the most arm strength. He's not as athletic. So
yeah.
he relies a lot on accuracy, and accuracy usually beats zone coverage. So I think that they had to get after him and they had to play a bit of man coverage and rely on their cornerbacks and safeties as well. So I didn't really have a problem with the scheme yesterday. I don't know how it's gonna fare against Aaron Rodgers because
They can't do that against Rodgers.
yeah,
You do that against Rodgers, he's gonna. And if his O line plays good,
yeah,
which they
it's
did
gonna
against an injured Donald. Like that was my whole question. Like last week, I was saying like, can that with an injured Donald and no Bakhtari, their best guard or best tackle? I think I can't remember. He's interchangeable. He plays either right guard or right tackle. Um, I didn't know if they can apply that much pressure. Like, how is his O line gonna like
yeah,
how's his O
fair.
line gonna fare against that front seven, right? And I think
Mhm.
same thing goes with the Bucks. If you were to play man against Rodgers and you let him sit back in the pocket,
No, you can't blame that.
he's just gonna he throws the he throws the ball, right? He just kind of flicks it over his shoulder,
You can't blame
touch
that.
it.
It's not
TD
possible.
to Adams, fam. Lazard open down the middle, wide open seam. Oh man,
I think you got to run some zone blitz packages though,
you
because
do.
it kind of makes the quarterback think a bit, and you still have to get pressure on Rodgers because you cannot just rush the four that they have on the D line. I don't think they'll get after him like that. I think the linebackers have to be involved in the pass rush, especially with containing Rodgers as well, because Rodgers can still get out of the pocket and make those plays. But when you have someone athletic like Devin White rushing down the A gap, the B gap, you
Mm.
know,
No,
creating
he's
that pressure up
scary.
his face, he can still be able to cover Rodgers if he does come out for the scramble because he is quick enough to do that. So personally, that's what I would try and do against Rodgers. But
Rogers scrambles like he had a good scramble. Like he's always been a decent runner. Like he's a very smart
yeah,
runner. It's like Like sometimes you realize that Broski can move. Like his legs can. I don't know if he
Yeah.
he cuts the right angles, like or like he's
Bro.
actually quick because like he had a scramble. I think in the in the middle of the third quarter. I think like he scrambles at like weird times, bro. Like when you least expect him to scramble, he'll scramble.
He was a lot more athletic before the knee.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I
He's
think
had a
that,
few injuries.
yeah, that had a bit of a toll on his
Yeah.
athleticism. But I'm not even worried about him scrambling and gaining yards. I'm worried about him getting out of the pocket and being able to see a clear field and make those throws down the field out of the pocket towards Lazard, towards Adams, towards his tight ends. That's what I don't want to see if I'm the Bucks. But I think Rodgers will comfortably beat the Bucks, to be honest. So that's just me. Well, we'll look at our predictions from last week,
Yeah.
see what lined up. We had one conflict in our predictions. I think everything was um, equal
Yeah,
on both
I think
sides, except you
I think
had the
we agreed.
Bucks. No, you had the Bucks and the Saints going over 51 and a half. Was that right?
Yeah, I had them over. They were under though,
Yeah.
right? Were they
And
under?
yeah, I had them
Yeah, they
under.
were under.
I had them
Yeah, other
under.
than that,
So
we had Packers money line. We had Bills over 2.5. We had we had Chiefs under, and we had Bucks money line. That was for the parlay, but I meant like the picks. We pretty much agreed with everything though, other than
yeah,
the Bucks pick.
yeah,
I
yeah.
picked them to go over, which I thought it would be a shoot. I didn't think the defenses were gonna step up like that, to be
Uh,
honest. I
I was
thought the
trying I
defenses
was
was
trying to
gonna show
tell
up
you.
against the Rams. I thought the Rams and the Packers defense would hold. Like I just got those games wrong. Like I viewed the Packers and I mean the Bucks and Saints game like the Packers and Rams game, how it actually went. Right? Well,
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you think about the whole Mahomes situation?
So I actually heard people. Well, I think it was just a rumor of someone saying that they should wait until he's cleared, right? And that's the most stupidest thing ever. Because if it was Josh Allen, they'd say, "Yo, hurry up, get on with this. Like the Chiefs are gonna win anyways. Like, what's the point?" So I think
Yeah.
in that sense, it's kind of stupid. But I
Hmm.
don't think that's actually gonna happen. One, because after that concussion, he seemed fine in terms of his Twitter activity, right? He seemed normal. He was tweeting, whatever. Next day in practice, he looking just fine. He has his helmet on. He's throwing the ball, laughing around, moving around. So I think he's good. And we're gonna have a war Sunday, and I'm pretty sure America's gonna be shocked by who's gonna actually win that game. Bills money
Yeah, let me
line.
tell you this. Yeah, let me tell you this. First of all, with concussions, bro, it's a bit techie still because someone could be moving like
It
they're
is
fine,
so
but you never know
techie.
like the
Yeah,
lingering effects of it and everything. But if Mahomes is healthy, it's a wrap.
and you know
It's
what the
a
fuck
wrap,
thing is?
bro.
If there, even if Mahomes was like, let's say Andy Reid right now, he knew Mahomes was good for Sunday, he wouldn't say it. He'd have Sean
No,
McDermott questioning his decision making, saying like, "Yo, we're gonna practice for Henny as
I
well."
think
And
that
then
they have to prepare for Mahomes. I
yeah, you
think.
have to prepare for Mahomes, especially that offense. Like Andy Reid showed some balls, showed some guts. Fucking
Yeah, it
fourth
worked
and
out.
one with a
It
backup
worked out.
QB, and that third and 10, that was all Henny. Still, he won you guys that game.
I'm not a fan of that play. I'm not a fan of
That
that
wasn't that wasn't that
sequence.
wasn't drawn up. I think Henny just fucking like this is my chance. This is why I'm here. It's the
Yeah,
playoffs. I'm 13 years in the league. I have nothing to prove. Let me just go out there and like make a play.
yeah.
That's the beauty of football too.
Because
When it comes
I
to
think on
playoffs.
the what happened was they had a second and about 8, I believe, and then they dropped back for a pass. I would have ran the ball on that play, but they dropped back for a pass and he got sacked, right? And then that's why he made that big run and made it 4th and 1.
Hmm.
And then he ended up getting that pass. But for me, this is why Andy Reid, like if he didn't have Mahomes, he would never win a Super Bowl because Mahomes bails him out of a lot of decisions that I think cost him. Like he loves the pass. He doesn't really like to stick with the run in some situations that it would be better to go with the run because if you run it on that 2nd and 8, you take some time off the clock and then you make it a manageable third down. Who knows? You might even convert on that third down. And then you're looking at a better game. If Henny doesn't make
Buddy,
that
okay.
scramble,
Let me just
if
stop
no,
you
but
right there.
if
Let
Henny
me just
doesn't make
stop you
that,
right there.
if
Let me
Henny
just
doesn't
stop you
make
right
that
there.
scramble, your backup quarterback, I know he's not expecting to make that scramble.
Bro,
If
let me
Henny
tell you
does not
something.
make that scramble, we're looking at Andy
You're
Reid like,
thinking
what's
too
wrong with
much
you?
like Belichick, bro.
No, I'm not.
You're like Bill O'Brien, bro. Like fucking
I'm
a
not.
basic Belichick disciple, bro.
I'm not.
Because Andy Reid, let me tell you something about Andy Reid. Okay, like yeah, I agree that that's the reason why like he always got to like the conference championship with the Eagles or even the Super Bowl, but he never won, right? I'd say
Yeah,
Mahomes did help him get there, but Mahomes has to be grateful for Andy Reid for that offense and for what was already there handed to him, right?
yeah.
And we can go later. Like I'll go a little bit more deep in Deshaun Watson later in the podcast, but Mahomes had every like he took them to that next level, right? He took them to getting that Super Bowl from a playoff team, from like a wild card to a Super Bowl team. Yeah, that was Mahomes, but it's kind of like a 50-50 package, bro.
Yeah.
His decision making, let's be real, like his decision making is like, yo, it's the playoffs, fuck it. Like I have to go for this play. Like he's a gambler. I respect that. I like that
No,
about like I like
I
that type of
wasn't
play calling.
opposed. I wasn't opposed to the 4th and 1. Although I probably wouldn't have ran that play, but it worked out. I'm not an NFL coach, so that's why I'm not. But that 2nd down where Henny got sacked and had to make that amazing scramble, bro. If Andy doesn't make that scramble, all I'm saying is everyone is calling out Andy Reid for that, straight up. So I don't know. It's circumstance and it happens. It happens. But it's good that it worked out for them because if they lost to the Browns and the Browns are in the conference championships, I don't think anyone would hear any word.
They're so lucky they got that 4th and 1.
Bro,
If that
they're so lucky.
that's what I like. That's what football gets to me. Like, what if that play were like? There's so much what ifs in football at certain points of the time. Like any playoff game, unless it's a blowout, it's mainly close. Agree? Like any majority of the
Mhm.
playoff games,
Yeah.
it's either a blowout or it's a really good fucking game. And I guess you can say
Hmm.
that with the Saints and the Bucks game, it was a close game, right? It wasn't that much of a blowout compared to I think the Rams and Packers game. What was the score of the
Yeah,
Saints and
Saints
Bucks
and
game?
Bucks wasn't a blowout. It was just
If we,
30-20. It was Drew Brees,
yeah,
man. That
like
guy was
he
throwing
looked like
picks all
Brady
over the
last
place. That
year.
guy's finished. I'm glad he's retiring.
Nah, he can easily go
Yeah,
somewhere. He could easily go somewhere like let's say he were to go to like the
he's
Colts
finished,
and
bro.
let's say he were to go to like the Colts or the Steelers for example, and they're just to get a bunch of wide receivers like what Brady did.
Nah, he's finished. He's finished.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah, he
Who?
had receivers this year, bro. What do you
Okay,
mean?
Sanders,
The man
a
like
little washed.
can't
Oh,
guard Mike. Can't guard Mike.
Sanders, Sanders. I'm a big fan of Sanders. Like honestly, like even in his Broncos game, I liked him more than Demarius Thomas. Like I think in big plays, Sanders always like he's always there. Even till now, even last year, he was
Yeah,
in the Super Bowl last year. No, with the Niners.
yeah, yeah.
He was with the Niners last year, right?
I can't remember. I think he was as well. I think he was.
Yeah, I think he was. But anyways, a little
Soft.
washed, fucking, and it's Mike Thomas and who else?
Traquan Smith is good.
But that's no Chris Godwin. That's no Mike Evans. That's no Gronk. That's no Antonio Brown. You know what I'm saying? And that's nothing to do with Brady. That's what he's supposed to do. Like, what do you expect from a 43-year-old QB, right? It makes sense. Like,
I
do
expect him
like
to retire, bro.
if I was in his shoes, I would do that too. I'm looking
Bro,
at the best
he's
receiving core in the league. You got little Scotty Miller in the slot. You got Chris Godwin who can play in the slot, and you got Mike Evans, right? And then you add Gronk and AB
yeah,
with the top five O
definitely.
line in the league. Of
That's a
course, Brady
dangerous
can
core.
make throws. You put fucking Troy Aikman in there, with a good O line, he'll make throws. No, quarterbacks always have those stories like, ah, man, you give me a good O line, give me some protection, I could still throw the ball like 35 yards, like down the field, like Terry Bradshaw and those guys when they're commentating. Like, bro, come on, bro, shut the fuck up, bro. No way. But
Terry
with Brady,
Bradshaw
it's
is
the
not the to anyone.
yeah, but with Brady, like he's smart. Like I agree. Like I would do that too. And if Brees can do that too, but there's just no wide receiver core that deep looking for a QB, right?
And
Brady got
Brady's
lucky.
he's not as attractive as Brady, bro. Like,
Yeah, I mean he was a Chargers. He was in the Chargers his first couple of years, and Rivers was sitting behind him. Like they moved on from him. And Saints
yeah,
got lucky.
it's
But
because he
Sean
got
Payton's a hell
injured.
of a coach.
Yeah, it's because Breeze
Sean
got
Payton's a
injured,
great coach.
and then
Yeah,
he
he
was on
did.
the market. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see him moving on and being successful. If anything, it'll be a Philip Rivers kind of situation where, he just goes to a team, has a decent season, doesn't do much in the playoffs. And what's the point of that? Just go home. Your kids miss you, bro. I don't know how many kids you asshole, but just go home, retire, spend some time in the Bahamas. Enjoy the money you made in the NFL, bro. It's not by force.
Like
It's
Rivers,
not
hey
by
man,
force.
Rivers retired.
Yeah, he's done. He's done. He was done
What do
last
you
year, but he came back. What are your X factor players for the Bucks and the Packers game on Sunday?
For Packers side, I'm gonna go with Aaron Rodgers. I know it sounds a little cliche or whatever, because you some people when asked these questions, they like to go for like that, you know, like the
Yeah.
left guard of the team, or like someone that can have like there's a little story going on, like like let's say fucking if it's Devonte Adams' hometown and he's gonna drop like fucking two TDs on them or something, like But in this case, like I have to go with it's Rodgers. That team is hit or miss with or without. I mean,
Yeah.
with only Rodgers. And I expect him to have a big game.
Yeah.
You know why? Because his last, I think, three NFC conference runs, he was never home. He was always on the road, right? This is his first time having a conference championship at Lambeau, right? So
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
yeah, it's his
His
first
last one
time.
was in yeah. It was on the road. I'm gonna have to agree with you on the Packers side. I'm gonna go with Aaron Rodgers as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's cliche actually. We just saw what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense was able to do, force Drew Brees to throw four interceptions. So Aaron Rodgers is going to be a very key player in this game. If he has an off game, I think Tampa Bay has a chance to just sneak away from Lambeau with the W. So Aaron Rodgers really has to come through. I think the Packers receivers can take advantage of this, and they'll have a good week, I believe. But it all starts with Aaron Rodgers, of course.
Yeah, agreed. Well
Yeah,
said.
what are you thinking about the Bucks side, the X factor?
I'm gonna go Devin White. See if you can apply. We were just talking about it earlier. If those that actually stick that long and listen to this part of the podcast, big round of applause for you, man. Because like you know, beginning time, beginning times are a little rough on us. With the views and getting the
uh,
people in, but we do this shit regardless, right?
yeah, facts,
So we
bro.
talk about sports regardless. So for me and you, this is none.
It's
But
like
I'm gonna have to go with Devin White. I want to see if he can apply the same amount of pressure to as he did with Drew Brees to Aaron Rodgers. And I think, like you said, you made a really good point. Without Bakhtari, you see him shooting into the A gap a lot or the B gap, depending on what position he typically plays. I feel like he can do a lot of damage, especially because Sue and Rodgers have such a good like backstory. I think he's gonna have his handful, maybe getting double teamed or whatever, and that can leave open gaps for White or David. But I'm gonna go with
yeah.
Devin White because he really impressed me last game. He's definitely a Pro Bowl snub in my opinion. So
For me, if I'm gonna go with an X factor on the Bucks, I'm gonna go with Winfield. You did say that he surprised you last game, so let's
mm,
see what he can do up against the Packers receivers, potent offense, Aaron Rodgers. Let's see if he can make some big
Yeah.
plays again.
Let's see, like,
Maybe,
if this guy is like the future, like, corner of the league, right? You make a good point.
yeah, make some big plays, get your name out there on a big stage, and he can make an impact in the game. Or
Mm-hmm.
he could be barbecue chicken. So let's
Mm.
just see how it goes. I think he's a really good player to watch for the Bucks. What about the next game? The Bills and then the Chiefs. What are you saying?
Bills, I want a huge game for Josh Allen. Josh has to at least give me 300 yards, two TDs on the air, and one TD on the floor. All right. That's my predictions for Josh Allen. Zero interceptions, bro. How I might give him one if it goes to Honey Badger, because Honey Badger is the guy. But my X factor, key player, doesn't matter. Anything that has to do with the Bills game this Sunday, Josh Allen is that guy. Because the first time they played the Chiefs, he had a poor game. He had one really, really bad pick. I think it was to the linebacker.
Hmm.
Um, and other than that, it was just like it was a weird game. Like the Chiefs' offense was on the floor for so long. They managed the clock really good. They had a run game going. Elair had like over 200 yards. So Allen wasn't really on the floor, but when he was, he wasn't that good. So I'm expecting a huge game from him. Like I said, I'm on record
Yeah.
and I'm gonna write it down. 300 plus passing yards, right? 300
Two
plus
two
passing
touchdowns
yards,
in the air. Two
two
touchdowns in
TDs
the
in
air,
the
one in
air,
the
one
ground.
rushing, and zero
Yeah.
picks.
Yeah, that's ambitious, bro. That's
Literally, he's done it. He's done this
ambitious.
he's done that four
That's
times this year.
ambitious. I
He's
don't
done
know.
that four
I
times
don't
this
see
year
that
already.
happening. I see Teran Matthew picking him off, to be honest.
Bro, that
Matthew, the
guy's
honey
gonna get
badger.
sunned by Diggs,
No,
Beasley, Brown. Brown
no.
on the post is gonna smoke him. That's why they call him Smoke Brown, boy. That's
This
why they
guy's
call
on
him Smoke
something
Brown.
else, fam. It's gonna be
Come on,
sweet to
bro.
see when you guys lose this game because I mean, if I was in your situation, I know you guys don't make the playoffs too often, so you kind of have to big up yourself for this one. Like it's a new scenario for you, but honestly, next week when you come down to earth, I'll be here to catch you, bro. I got you. Don't worry, I got you, fam. This is what bros are for.
Let me
But
tell you something. No, no, let me just stop you there, right there. My expectations for his team, you know what it was? I was being actually very humble and generous. I had Bills last year winning one playoff game, right? I thought we should
yeah,
have beat the Texans. Year year 3, I had them winning at least winning two playoffs games, just making it to the AFC championships, which it's what we're doing right now, but at the same time, we could win the Super Bowl. Like our team is that good. Like, okay, we have everything. We have a good coach. Sorry, great coach, great OC, great DC, superstar QB right now this season, playing like a superstar, best wide receiver in the league, and arguably the best slot receiver in the league. Come on, bro. And a defense that plays situationally well, and it's the playoffs. Anything can happen. So, and the Chiefs, honestly, I'm not that impressed by the Chiefs at all. Expect the Bills run game to be going Sunday. It's going to be a dogfight, and just know McDermott's
yeah.
going to be on top. McDermott, Allen, and Diggs.
It's gonna be a close game,
Guys,
though,
my
man.
guys. Oh my
As
God,
long
bro.
as Mahomes is
If the
playing,
the
as
Bills might
long as
lose to the
Mahomes is
Packers in
playing.
the Super Bowl once they go there, as they will. The Bills are winning that game. I'm so confident in the Bills that game.
Nah, Mahomes got
That
this.
like,
Mahomes
that
got this.
that KC dub for them is gonna mean more to a Super Bowl dub, if that makes sense. Like they're gonna be so hyped up, they're gonna think they're gonna win the Super Bowl, and then they might get slapped by Aaron Rodgers. Like that's a huge possibility. But
Fam, that's how it's
I'm
moving
not
with
gonna
you right
go
now.
there. I'm not gonna
That's how
go
it's
there right
moving with
now.
you right now.
I'm just gonna go one game at a time. And I just had a vision the other day, honestly. I just see like I see these guys going far. Like this is a historically great team already. And it's just gonna prove more. This is a historically great
Historically,
Bills team. Yeah.
his okay, Bills team.
Yeah,
Yes.
Bills team. Bills team. Bills team.
Okay. Okay. I know you were not trying to compare it to any New England team, but
Nah, bro.
anyhow. Yeah. For me on the Bills, it's gonna be Stephon Diggs, bro. I don't think Josh Allen can play well in this game without Stephon Diggs getting open. and doing his thing. So keep it short and sweet. He's going to be the X factor for the Bills. And on the Chiefs
You already
side,
know, but Diggs is gonna
on the
cook though. So why are
I'm
you
I'm
gonna
saying
pick him?
he's the X factor. If he doesn't
Nah,
cook,
bro, you
they
know
they
it's
don't.
Allen. If
No, it's
Allen's
not
not dishing
Allen.
the passes, if Allen's not dishing the passes, these guys are moving the ball down the
Bro,
field.
the thing is, Allen can have a 5 out of 10, and Diggs will still be able to carry him. So I think that it's dependent on Diggs. I think it's
But
dependent on
you know
Diggs.
he's getting 80 plus yards though.
If
Like
Allen
that's just
has a
what he's
bad
gonna
if
do.
Allen has a bad game and Diggs has a bad game, you guys are finished. If Allen has a bad game and Diggs has a good game, you still have a chance. So I'm
So if
saying
Diggs, for example, let's talk about the Rams game. Diggs had 49 yards. Do you know who are our other two receivers? Gabriel Davis and Cole Beasley. How did they
this is
get the
not the
ball?
Rams. This is not the Rams. This is
What?
the Kansas City. This is the
This
Kansas
is this
City Chiefs
this
led by
defense,
Patrick Mahomes.
bro. I
What are you
don't
talking
care.
about?
I'm not talking about
Talking
the
about
first of all, the Bills defense is good against the pass. We were actually we were decent against the Chiefs the first time against the pass, but we just our run defense sucked. We proved that we can adjust to whatever we want. And I think this Sunday, you guys first it was Lamar with the legs. Now it's gonna be Mahomes
holy.
with his arm.
Now you
Mahomes is
guys are
gonna
gonna get
throw the game away,
smoked.
bro.
You guys are
Mahomes is
gonna
gonna
get
throw the game.
smoked.
Our defense is way better than the Chiefs' defense.
You guys are going to get obliterated by Patrick Mahomes in the air. I'm saying it right now. He's scoring at least 3 touchdowns in the air, at least 350 yards. Bet on that. 100%. I
So,
know you don't
bro,
want to
put your
believe it.
money
You
where
don't
your
have to
mouth
believe
is,
it.
fam. So, fam, put your
I know you
money
don't want
where.
to
Let's
believe it.
make
You
a
don't
friendly
have to
wager right now, fam.
you don't have to
Make me a
believe it,
bet.
man.
Make me a bet. You said
Like
350. I said 300.
we got to see the odds on
Let's
that. You
see.
know, Vegas has to do the calculations.
Vegas isn't gonna do shit, bro. I'm saying what's more likely, Mahomes having 350 and three touchdowns, or Josh Allen having 300 passing yards, three touchdowns, two of them on the air, one of them rushing.
Mahomes. That's way more.
Let me tell
That's
you this:
way more likely.
Mahomes is not getting more than one pass TD. Pass
Okay.
TD. Mark my words.
Okay.
Pass TD.
You don't know who this guy is, bro.
You don't know who Trey
Anyway,
White is. Trey White's gonna pick his ass, bro.
anyway,
Boyer.
fam, Mahomes has weapons. That's the thing. He can go to
So is
multiple
Allen, bro.
receivers.
We can go.
Okay,
We can go. Position by position. We are that close. Our defense is better than your defense. So,
calm.
and
It doesn't matter. The defense doesn't matter. The defense doesn't matter, fam. It
our
doesn't matter.
QB's having a better year than your QB. I mean,
No.
if you want to look by numbers, or
If you want to look by numbers,
I think we look at numbers. It's debatable.
good thing I have them out here. Good thing I have them out here. Okay,
Yeah.
let me go through Josh Allen's numbers. Yeah, 4,544 yards in the air, right? 37
Uh,
passing touchdowns, 10 interceptions, quarterback rating of 107.2. Okay. Patrick Mahomes, 4,700 yards in the air, 38 touchdowns. So that's one more touchdown, 200 more yards in the air, and four less interceptions with only six interceptions, and a
who has a better
quarterback rating
complete?
of 108.
So who has a better
All right.
completion percentage? Who has more
All
rush
right.
TDs?
All right. We're talking about in the air. In
No,
the
it
air.
doesn't
I
matter.
didn't say Mahomes is gonna rush for anything.
Doesn't
He's a
matter. It's
he's
more of the
he's a
complete.
better
Like
he's
this
a better
year,
thrower of
I'm
football.
picking Allen over Mahomes this year.
And Mahomes is
Yeah.
hurt. You have to take that in too.
What do you mean?
I'm not giving him any excuses, but his ankle has been a little bit
Josh
shaken up.
Allen had a bad shoulder one game. He got out the game. Matt Barkley came on and fucking threw some picks. Like shit happens in football, bro. It's like that's not an excuse. I could say the
I'm just
same.
saying. I'm just saying. But anyhow,
Yeah.
yeah. Mahomes, he's gonna have a monster game. Watch out for him. He's gonna smoke the Bills. That's why I didn't even mention them because that one is a foregone conclusion. I don't have to mention Mahomes as an X Factor player. It's all right. I'm moving on to you for the Kansas City. Would you say Kansas City is an X Factor player?
X Factor player?
Yeah.
Kelsey. If Kelsey doesn't play well this game, I think KC can lose. I think the only way they can beat us is on the ground or the passing game with Kelsey, because we have trouble covering tight ends sometimes. Colts game, we were well against the Ravens, obviously, but this is a different type of scheme and that we're gonna have to run. And I think Kelsey's is very important to that offense. Obviously, Mahomes is Mahomes, but I'm not gonna pick him because you know what he's gonna do. I don't not
Yeah,
not to your extent or 350 and three touchdowns. No, more like two 270, something like that. It's gonna be harder for him with this defense and this DC Leslie Frazier. Come on, man. We know what
I'm
he's
not gonna
doing.
talk too much. I'm not gonna
But
talk too much. I'll let my voice speak for me. That's it.
all right,
That's it.
no, but you're one
That's it.
17 the best in the league right now. 14 the best wide receiver in the league right now.
Chill on that.
All right.
Relax.
Enough said, but I
Relax.
think I think Kelsey's super important for the
Yeah.
Chiefs,
No, for me, I think I'm gonna go with Kelsey as well. Um,
right?
he's gonna have a lot of space down the seams. Although your linebackers are good in coverage, Kelsey is more of a wide receiver than a tight end. So I think he should be able to get open, make some big plays for Kansas City, especially on those third downs, third and longs. I think he'll be able to, make a big difference in the game for Kansas City. And I think he's going to be the X factor player. Obviously, he's going to be a key part of Mahomes getting to those numbers that I mentioned before. And it's going to be a good game overall. Straight up,
Ah, all right. Well,
straight
see,
up, straight up.
it's gonna be I think maybe double OT or something.
Yeah, on drugs. We're handling this in three quarters.
Cover I promise you, it's going down to the wire. It might go down to a field goal.
We're
I
handling
just
this
hope
in three
I just hope the
quarters.
Bills don't get that field goal
Man,
because
your
I'd be
kicker
shot.
shanked a kick, or was it two last week? Because I know
Yeah,
Tucker missed two.
he fucked one up. Not gonna lie,
Yeah, it was one.
it was one, and it was the win. He hit the important one. He hit the one to give us the lead in the first half, and then he missed it after we scored a TD. So it wasn't that serious, but still, I think the
Yeah,
weather conditions in KC is gonna be as bad.
I think it'll be a bit better. But move on to the sports betting predictions. What we have for the week. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna start off with the first game, and then we'll move on to the second game after. So for the first game, who you got on the money line? The Bucks and the Packers.
I'll go. Honestly, I was debating this one. Um, you see, it's like, do I trust Brady more than Rodgers at this point in the playoffs? That was the same mindset I went to last week. That's why I picked the Bucks over the Saints. It's like, do I go with the same thing? Because Rodgers did. I wouldn't say he choked, but he never had home field advantage, and for him, that's a huge thing, right? He's been talking about it. He has to show up. I'm gonna go with Rodgers. Like, I think he has to go to like a second Super Bowl. I just see him happening more than plus fucking Brady. How much is he gonna go to the fucking finals? Like, how many times is he gonna go? It's getting it's getting boring. So I'll go with
It's actually
Rodgers. I'll go
crazy.
Packers. That was hard. I'll go Packers money line.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to agree with you on this one. I think, yeah, the Packers do have a better team. They're gonna learn from that atrocity they had against Tampa Bay the first time where Tampa Bay handled them. Um, although I do think Brady will have a decent game. He should have a better game than last week. Hopefully Chris Godwin can get open in the slot a bit more than he was before, and Brady can hit
No
him on
way
those
you're throwing
passes.
shots at Chris Godwin.
I'm not throwing anything at Chris Godwin. I'm just saying that he's going to be a big part of this game as well. Mike Evans is going to do his thing in the red zone, so if they have an opportunity in the red zone, I expect him to get a touchdown. But overall, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to prevail. You know, one of the greatest throwers of the football of all time, and it would be a shame for him not to get to a second Super Bowl, like you mentioned.
You can't
So
have Eli Manning and having more Super Bowl than you. What sucks
yeah,
is Rogers getting another Super Bowl. He's technically better than Payne.
He's not technically better than Peyton. He
Like
is.
people will
He
say
is better than
Rogers is better
Peyton.
than Payne.
He is.
Nah, I think
What's
he's
what's
disrespecting Payne, bro. You guys start
what's
disrespecting Payne, man.
what's Peyton better at?
Better at he's a better QB, better floor general. Yeah,
Because he
he
yells,
is.
because he yells Omaha,
Omaha,
Omaha
Omaha.
seven times a game. Not
He
Aaron Rodgers
is.
has better arm strength, better on the ground.
Prime Payne was Prime Payne in the fourth. Come on, man. He wasn't relying on Hail Marys. He was marching down the field scoring TDs, bro.
Yeah, losing to Brady. Yes, he
He's also
was.
beat Brady, so just stop. He beat Brady with the Broncos. He actually had a good game
And he beat
against.
him.
He actually,
He beat him with the Colts as well.
yeah.
No,
He's
he did have a
man.
great game against Brady when he was on the
Nah, he with the
Broncos.
Broncos. Yeah, he won them that game, bro. It wasn't the
Their
defense.
de- their defense and Von Miller
It
won them
wasn't
that big game.
it wasn't their defense.
What are you talking
They
about?
won
We
them maybe the
were
Super Bowl. They won them the
no, their
Super Bowl that
defense
year,
was
but
rushing Brady, bro. He did not have an opportunity in that game to do anything,
yeah,
and
Von
he
Miller was a
still,
beast that year. Not gonna lie.
yeah. But besides that, the total points for this game is 51. Do you have that being over or under?
Over.
Over.
Yeah, I'm going over that one.
What's your reasoning for that? What is your
It was
score line
the
looking
first
like?
game. The first game. I think it was like they beat them 40 something. Like I know Rogers had like he had a really bad game that time against the Bucks the first
Yeah,
go around.
they got off to a
Um
bad start.
yeah, and they dropped like 40 on them. And I think this game is going to be a little bit more different. I think it's going to be more closer. I think it's going to be like
Hmm.
30 20. You know, like 35-25 or 36-30. I see it as that. Like, I see it as a high scoring game just because I felt like the Bucks are gonna do that. Like Brady was gonna do that last game. You know, I just see him having. I
Their
just see
first
him
game was
having one more of that
38-10.
game.
Their
Does that
first game
make
was
sense?
38-10. The
Mm.
first matchup between them was
Yeah, it
38-10.
was 38-10.
Yeah.
It's
So
definitely gonna be like Rogers gonna put up more than 10 points. He's gonna be coming. He's gonna come out slinging. And I think the Bucks have to play like keep up. And Brady, I just feel like he's gonna have that like one more game before he heads out.
yeah,
Like yeah, like
yeah.
a
I
really
think
good. He's gonna go out swinging.
yeah. I think he has he has no choice.
Yeah, like come
Um,
on, man.
I think it'll be over as well. So
Mhm.
we both got over for that 51 points. And then 3.5 is the spread I have on the score. So what do you think? The Bucks cover that spread, or you think the Packers got it?
Packers -3.
3.5.
Bucks cover. I don't know, man. I just feel like it's gonna be one of those games. Like it's gonna be close. I don't see and looking at the spread now, I don't think it's gonna be. I thought they were gonna be like -6. I thought the Packers are coming in super hot. And
No.
I was at home too. I thought maybe 5.5, but nah, man,
Honestly,
that's close, bro. That's close. Fuck.
I think the Packers got that. If we assume that they're gonna win, I think they can win by four
But it's
points in this
always
game.
those games, right? It's like when
Yeah.
it's a 2 point game, bro. You're gonna fucking punch yourself in your face or some shit.
Yeah, no, you will for
You're
sure,
gonna.
but I don't
I'm
s-
okay. I'll go.
I
I'll
don't
go
see it being
Bucks.
that close.
I have Bucks covering.
Yeah, I got the Packers on this one. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I think the Packers will edge it out by at least 4 points. I think it's gonna be a 6 point game, to be honest. Two field goals. That's gonna be the deciding factor. Yeah, Brady's gonna probably have one of his late game drives, and I think that
Mm-hmm.
if he has the ball last, then it's a different situation. But hopefully, the Packers can just take control of that game. They'll let him get an opportunity at the end of the first half to go down the field and then get, his 2 minute drive, get a touchdown. And at the end of the game, those are really going to be important moments. And yeah, that's all for that game. We're gonna move on to the Bills and the Chiefs. So, who do you have for the money line on this game?
Bills Mafia, baby. Come on. I don't want to. I already got too excited and I'm just being humble and hungry, like my coach says, like McDermott says, humble and hungry.
You're a clown.
I'm gonna take the Bills comfortably, bro. I'm gonna take the Bills
Man,
comfortably.
Casey got this.
Humble
Casey
and
got
hungry,
this.
boys.
Yeah,
Stop.
you don't need to be humble when you got it. Casey got it, so you don't need to be humble out
Guys
here,
are
fam.
about to lose to Chet.
You don't
Oh
need
my
to be
god,
humble
you
out
guys are
here,
about
fam.
to
Cause
lose to Baker. If it wasn't for fucking
it's because Mahomes got hurt,
I don't know, man.
fam.
Baker was turning up.
Because Mahomes got hurt.
Baker was
Anyway,
slanging that shit, bro.
let's yeah, good shout out to the Browns because they almost made it a
Yeah, shout
game.
out Browns,
But they did
man.
make it a game. They did make it a game. But yeah, I think the Chiefs got this. The total points is 54. I gotta take a second to think about this one.
Like, is it gonna be like the Bills game? Right? Is the win gonna affect the game? Or is it gonna be a shootout like what everyone thinks?
I
I
think
think
this one is gonna be a
is it a
shootout.
shootout? The shootout. Yeah,
I
it
think
just
this one is
has
a
to.
shootout.
Like there's something about this game, bro.
Yeah, I
There's
think
just
this
something
one.
about this game. Like it's like it was meant to happen. Like
I think yeah, shootout.
everyone's been talking about a second half of the season. The first half of the season it was just the Bills. Second half you got, Colin Colin Coward, Nick Wright started hating on Josh Allen, fucking Chris Sims. All these guys were talking about the Bills and they're like, yo, the only team that could beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, but they're
And
not going to beat them. They're the only team that can, but I don't think that they will. But
they will beat them, but the only team they'll definitely they're
I
definitely
think
gonna
it's going
win
to be
Sunday.
a I think it's going to be a 33, probably 24. That's going to be the score for me. Yeah, that means that also the Chiefs cover the spread. Well, they take the spread on that one, and this it's minus 3.0. So
I'm thinking
I
more
think
like 59-56 Bills double OT.
that's jokes.
Nah, I'm playing, bro. Um, I think Bills are gonna drop 40.
That is
Can't
not
even say it with a
happening.
straight face. Nah, I'm
That is
playing,
not
fam.
happening.
I think the score you said was good. I think it was 34-26, maybe Buffalo.
Yikes. That's not
Thirty-four
happening.
twenty-six Bills.
Oh, that is not happening. But what do you got for the parlay then? If it's only going to be two,
Yeah, it's only two picks.
I don't think we're going to agree on this one though.
Yeah, we won't because of the money line one. It just makes more sense for me to go 2.4 money line.
Yeah, then I'm personally going to go with I'm going to put it all out there. Just going to go with the Kansas, is they're going to get over three. They're going to win by a margin of over three. So I'm going to take the spread on this one
I'm taking
towards
the spread on the
Kansas's
Bucks
direction.
game. Moneyline Bills spread Bucks. All
I'm
right,
gonna take
goes to
Moneyline Packers. Moneyline Packers. That one has more potential to be a close game, in my opinion. Although I do like the spread on this one, I'm just gonna play it a bit safer here and go with the Packers.
into 1 to 5 odds. So if I put $100, I'm getting 500 just by two picks. And I think I'm gonna do it because go Bills. I might change that Bucks
Yeah,
point spread because
yeah,
if I'm betting that much money, but nonetheless, we'll see. I'm probably gonna add some UFC picks too. I have McGregor winning this week,
yeah.
so
I'll probably add some football picks. They have the FA Cup this weekend, so
mhm.
Man United's playing Liverpool, so I'm gonna bet
Man,
on
you win
that. Let's
today.
see what's good. Yeah, we did.
Ah,
Top of the league. Top of the league.
that's
What do you know
crazy,
about that?
bro.
What do you know about
I
that?
don't need to know anything about that because I don't really follow Prem. And you guys wouldn't like me if I was you guys have enough with the Bills. Imagine if I followed Prem like that. You guys would not like. You guys would not like it. I'd be a Liverpool fan.
This guy's a hater.
I'd be a Liverpool fan just because I'm a
Uh,
fan of Klopp. So like even
yeah,
before, like even
obviously.
in his Dortmund days,
Hmm. Yeah.
like Dortmund was really well ran back then. And even now,
Oh,
they have a good development program. Like Bayern gets a lot of their players, but football we can talk a whole nother day about football, even longer than this. Let's just worry about the real American football right now. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. But
Um,
yeah, so we heading into the NFC Championship and AFC Championship. I think they're going to be two good games.
mhm.
One's going to be a tight game between the Bucks and the Packers, and then they're going to have a blowout in not a blowout, but a comfortable 9 point game versus the Bills. The Chiefs are going to handle them. Patrick Mahomes is going to have 350 plus yards in the air, three
Hey man,
touchdowns,
I'm on
zero.
record. The date is Wednesday, January 20th, 2021. I predict Josh Allen is going to have 300 plus passing yards, two TDs, one rushing TD, zero interceptions, maybe a turnover. I'll give him a fumble. I'll give
That's
him a
not
fumble,
happening, but we
but
can all
that's about
dream.
it.
We can all
Give him a
dream.
couple fumbles actually, because boy fumbles the ball, but no picks. Honey Badger ain't doing shit.
Yeah, we can all
Let's go,
dream. We can all
baby.
dream.
So
The
the Watson trade rumors, bro.
Watson trade rumors. I
So
think they have
I'm
to let
gonna
him
read
go.
you out.
Okay.
That's for sure. Like he's gone. I didn't.
Yeah.
My friend told me early on. He said, "Bro, I think Watson leaving." I said, "No one's dumb enough to take that contract." But because of what happened with the tweet where Andre Johnson tweeted like it's a
Yeah.
dude that's
Yeah.
typically quiet majority of his career. Like he doesn't say shit. He doesn't speak unless spoken to. But he stood up and said, "Bro, it's a trash ass organization. Like they didn't. They told him to go interview Salah. Like he wanted to be involved in everything. Like he's like, you gotta at least give me more say." And they just kind of brushed him off. And people there
Yeah.
was some racist marks towards the owner, like him being a little bit racist. But I mean, I think he's leaving, and there's so many. It's so fun looking at the scenarios. It's like, where is he gonna go? It's giving me LeBron 2012 Miami vibes, like 2011 Miami vibes. Like, where is he gonna go? Is he gonna announce this on like fucking Twitter or like like fucking like on a sports channel or something? Like, they're just once I read you out some of these trade offers, you're gonna be like, whoa.
All right, let's hear him.
Okay, the first one is Dolphins. All right. They give
That's a
up the
no for
third
me.
pick. They give up. Let me tell you what they're gonna give up.
I'll
Let me
hear
see
it
if
though.
you
I'll hear
agree.
it though. I'll hear it.
Dolphins, the third pick in the draft,
Okay.
the number 18 pick in the draft, the 22nd pick in the draft, and Tua for Deshaun. Now, if you're the Texans, right, you can get Tua and just immediately build around him. You already have Laramie Tunsil, right? Arguably the best left tackle. No, sorry, not the Texans. They have Laramie Tunsil, arguably the best left tackle in the league. You with the third overall pick, you can either get Devonta Smith, a true number one at the third position. He's gonna his draft stock went up after that championship game, right? You
Yeah.
can get him at the third draft, or you can get Penny Sewell, who's like the best OT, and you can maybe put him at the right tackle position. You can protect Tua, and once you protect Tua, you can maybe get a coach that has like kind of that Nick Saban college offense where it's like short handoffs and whatever. Because it wasn't working with Miami. I think Flores wanted to do a little something different. Now I heard that Miami likes Tua and everything.
Yeah, I didn't think he
That's
was
their
terrible.
guy, and
I didn't
that's
think he
their
was
guy.
terrible.
But if you can get Deshaun Watson right
Yeah, you
now,
get him.
you
You
can.
get
So
him.
the third pick, the 18th pick, three first round picks basically into a. You wouldn't do that if you're the Texans and
I
Deshaun wants to
mean,
leave?
if I'm the Texans, you have no choice to go for it, but I that wouldn't be my preferable
Or
landing
let's
spot for
say
Deshaun.
you're Deshaun.
Yeah.
Let's go in his head because like the Texans, they don't like it doesn't matter. Deshaun has a no trade clause, so he picks where the fuck he wants to go. He's like, bro, I'm gonna go here.
Hmm.
So if you're him, is Dolphins on your radar? Or you say fuck that?
If I'm Deshaun Watson, I'm personally not going to go to the Dolphins. One, I'm not a fan of the organization in general, how it's run. I don't think it would be much of a step up from the Texans.
How?
And they don't have a
Brian
winning culture.
Flores?
Yeah, Brian Flores is a good coach, but I don't think they have a winning culture there. And I don't see them.
Come on, bro. Last year
No
they were
way.
tank for Tua. This year they're plus 500, and you're using two QBs. What are you talking about, bro? He actually changed that culture. He actually brought a winning culture. That's a championship head coach right there.
I don't rate the Dolphins, bro. I don't
Yeah.
rate that organization. Yeah,
Don't
I
say it
never
won't be
really
a
liked
huge
them.
step up though for the Texans. Don't
It's not
don't do
really a
that.
huge step up, bro. If okay, let's say if the Texans
What?
didn't get rid of this guy, DeAndre
Hopkins?
Hopkins, like Watson would have been in the playoffs, no questions
Yeah,
asked.
probably.
And when you're going into a division that has the Bills already, I think they're probably going to win that division again. You're going to be a wild card spot going into the playoffs. You're not going to get home field advantage. You're probably going to lose in the first round, second round if you're lucky. It doesn't seem like an appealing situation for me. I don't
Nah.
see them going to the conference championships. I don't see them going to the Super Bowl. So
They have
if
bro.
I'm Watson, I'm not
I'm
there.
in that division, and if the Dolphins were to do this, wow.
It would be
This,
good on the Dolphins, but if I'm
bro,
Watson, that's not the first
the
place I'm
only
gonna go
problem with
to.
is like you're gonna have to on the off season you're gonna have to get a true number one too. Imagine if you're the Dolphins, you get Tua, I mean sorry, you get Deshaun Watson, and you get Allen Robinson to pair them up. You're losing all your picks, but you have the money. You know,
Yeah,
you get Deshaun and you get him on number one with that defense, that head coach. You can't say that they're already 10-6 with Tua and Fitzpatrick. Deshaun Watson, we're talking about the guy who's leading the league with a bottom five O line and some bunch of hand me down receivers in passing
yeah,
yards. What he
he
did
did
this
well.
year is crazy, fam.
Yeah,
That's a fun topic. I like that. I think it'd be the AFC East would be so stacked, and it'll just make everything Allen does so much better. But if you are
Watson,
Deshaun, I'd
he
say
should
it's
go
on my
to
radar, but not my top three.
he should go to New England if he's
And
serious about it.
that's the second team that there hasn't been any trade rumors for New England other than they have the 15th overall pick, which isn't much to give up to get
I
Deshaun.
don't think I don't think the Patriots are gonna have to give up too much because Bill Belichick has a way of, getting what he wants in the NFL. And I think there's gonna be a situation where
Because he's
the
probably in a
Texans
fucking secret society or something. Fucking
the Texans
weirdo.
they're at a disadvantage because everyone knows Watson wants to leave. So you're at a disadvantage. And then Bill Belichick, he's who Bill Belichick is. I think the Deshaun would probably prefer New England and the whole culture around New England over Miami. So he's Bill Belichick is gonna have an advantage in this situation. They probably won't have to give up as much. And I think he's going to improve that team if they can go out and get a number one receiver, which I don't know why they don't like doing, but if they go out and get a number one receiver and bring on Deshaun, they're sitting pretty. They're sitting pretty.
You the thing is that everyone's getting at Belichick, right? And I'm actually backing him up on this. Like he's not getting exposed or anything. You gotta understand the fact that New England team, you guys are so bad, and you guys actually won 6 games, like
7. We were terrible.
7, and I think there was only like there was a bunch of shitty teams. There was one good game you guys won.
Hmm.
I can't remember against who. It was earlier on in the year though.
Yeah, we
Um,
won. We won one good game. I
yeah,
know we took the Seahawks to the wire, which we
yeah,
should have won that
that was a
game.
good game too. You guys should have. That was a bad play call,
Yeah.
but
And then we should have beat Kansas City, if I'm going to be honest, if we didn't have our backup quarterback. And although it's 26-10, you have to understand that this guy threw an interception in the red zone twice when the game was tight. And then from there on, Kansas City obviously took the game, but I think we could have won a couple of those
that
games. But
sucked, bro.
I think this year they need to go out and get a receiver and
Yeah,
then
and plus you
just
guys haven't drafted well either. just to add that
Yeah.
on before we move on. But I don't see that happening. Then Pats aren't even on my radar. If I'm Deshaun, to be
You'd
honest,
rather say the Dolphins than the Patriots?
I'd rather go to the Dolphins and the Patriots. Yeah, better coach, Flores, and
Better than Bill
no,
Belichick?
no, no, sorry, not better coach, more hotter coach. Let's be Brian
Yeah.
Flores is probably like he's hotter right now. Like who's the hottest QB in the league right now? Josh Allen. It's like saying that there's nothing wrong with that. It's just facts, right? So you like that analogy? Yeah, you like that analogy.
Yeah. Okay,
Nah,
Flores is obviously a
he's the
hot
hottest
coach.
coach right now, and if I'm Deshaun, like I would want to go play for him, right? And seeing what he's done with Tua and no true wide receiver, like if the Pats are going out to get Robinson and so are the Dolphins, I'm looking at the Dolphins just because I don't know. There's just something about the Dolphins. I trust Brian Flores. Brian Flores.
I trust Belichick more than Flores if I'm
But I don't
Deshaun.
trust that defense and I don't trust the O line. You guys have so much work to do. Dolphins are
Yeah.
already there. They have Gasecki, they have Parker. Parker's he was supposed to be a number one, but he's not. He's more of a number two.
Yeah.
And you add someone like um
Robinson.
Allen Robinson, Kenny Galladay. Watch out.
Yeah.
Galladay in the slot, Parker out left. Gasecki's a beast.
Mm.
This
What's the
ain't
next
this ain't
team you
New
got?
England with Gronk. The next one is the Jets. So all three AFC teams basically, and the Jets might be the most appealing. Why are you shaking your head?
Fam, why are you bringing up? Why would Deshaun Watson want to go to the Jets?
Because of Robert Sala. There's so much to this that you don't know. You know the
Fam, he's
Jets.
not gonna go to the Jets.
Deshaun Watson said, "Give me an interview, like interview Robert Sala." They loafed
Hmm.
it. The Jets signed him to a 5-year deal. That's why he was moving stingy or like cheese in the first place because they basically said, and then he said,
Yeah,
"Go get Eric Bieniemy," and then at first they kind of brushed it off too, like they didn't interview him, and now he's not taking any interviews until after the Super Bowl, so he's pissed, right?
yeah,
Like, just look what the Jets can give up, right? The number 2 pick, the 27 pick, the 22nd, sorry, the 22nd and Darnold, like that's what they can give up. So if you're the Texans, you can take that deal if you want because you're getting someone like in Sam Darnold who he needs a fresh start. Let's be real, he regressed in Gase's offense, but he's still first round pick. I mean, like
yeah.
like second, third pick in the draft, right? If you're the Texans, why wouldn't you do that trade? Now, if you're Deshaun, the only
Well,
thing that makes sense is you have the most cap space,
hmm
right? You have the most money. You can go get out whatever you want. Robert Sala's there. It's a new culture, new system. The only problem is, like you said, that AFC East is packed. Anywhere he goes, he's just going to make it harder,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Of course, the Texans will take that trade. The Jets will take that trade. If I'm Watson, I'm not. The
So
Jets
out of
as
those
an
three,
organize the
none of
Jets
them
as an
other than the Pats
organization.
caught your eye.
I mean, to me, the Dolphins is doable, yeah, but like I said, they're not my preferred destination if I'm Deshaun Watson. Maybe it's a bit of a bias here. I'm trying to be as unbiased as
Okay,
possible, but the
let me.
Patriots already have a I think the Patriots already have a culture in place, a system in place. This was an off year. Teams have off years. They're gonna rebuild on the fly.
I
And
even
if they
get
want
to
to
the
rebuild
the
on the
teams that are going
fly,
to
they're
make you
gonna get to
think. Sorry to interrupt you. What were you going to say?
yeah. If they're gonna rebuild on the fly, they should grab Deshaun, get a number
Okay,
one, shore up that O line, and like keep it pushing because last year was embarrassing. But moving on to the
that's
teams
if
that you were
that's if the
gonna mention,
so if they want to do that. Let's be real. The Pats they draft poorly.
yeah,
Like you guys have been like, wow, who's that receiver you guys had that was supposed to be like
Nikhil
the
Harry,
killer? He's supposed to be DK before DK. You know?
yeah,
Damn.
he was,
Yeah.
yeah,
There's some names here, some teams that are really gonna make you think like, fuck, that's doable. Like that's scary. What about the Bears?
yeah, that's good,
Yes, you have a solid running game. You have a
yeah,
good O line. Wherever Deshaun goes, he needs to have the best O line.
Yeah, they can't do him dirty again.
Yeah, like for 4 years you have a bottom five O line and you're leading the league in fucking passing yards is crazy. It's beyond me, bro.
Hmm.
Um, but what about the Bears, right? I mean, you can throw Trubisky in there. There's some picks. They can work something out. But if you're
Yeah,
Deshaun, like you want to play in Chicago,
I think I'd rather go to the Bears than to the Jets.
yeah, because the division is weaker.
Yeah, the division. Uh, I mean, they have the Packers in
Actually,
there. They have the Packers in there, and they have these guys, the Vikings in there as well.
mm,
So I don't think it's necessarily weaker. I just think
and
that,
that if Robinson stays, they already have a somewhat decent receiving core. I mean, they're still gonna have to get someone just to get.
yeah, but their running game is good, and I like
Yeah.
that. And yeah, I
There's
think
there's a
they,
there's a there's a few more, and these ones are
mhm.
really like whoa, like you just have to sit back and kind of think about them, right? Except for the best one. I'm gonna save that one for last. If you want to guess who it
Okay,
is, then you can guess.
the
You can
best
write it
one.
down. Yeah,
Yeah, I got it in my head.
yeah, you got it in your head. All right, what about this
Yeah,
one? Washington.
that's not a bad shout at all.
You're just think about it. You're
And
gonna win your conference every fucking year. You're
yeah,
in the exact same position, but in the NFC with arguably a better franchise. Well, not a better franchise, an up and coming franchise. You
yeah,
have their front seven is all first round draft picks. It's all like 22, 23-year-old guys that are just getting into their prime. That Washington defense is going to be very scary soon.
it's gonna be
And
good.
that
It's gonna
running
be
back
good.
Gibson was very impressive. On top of that, buff up the O line a little bit. Maybe get one more receiver. Other than that, you have a true number one in McLaurin. I believe in that kid. I like him. Like he's so good.
I think you still have to get another receiver
He's
though.
he's a
But
little
yeah,
smaller
he's
than other receivers, but he's a very good route runner. I like route runners, and that's why I like Diggs a lot. Like, and
yeah,
I like Adams too, just because Adam they're so swift on their feet. They can create space in the slot as well, which is really impressive between
it's
those two.
important. It's
Yeah,
important. It's important for sure.
yeah.
I
Like,
think
what do you think
that's
about
a
that?
good show. That's a good show. That's a good show. I think Watson goes there, he definitely has an opportunity to do something in the playoffs because they are going to be getting that home field advantage,
Yeah,
seeing as they would probably win that division if the Cowboys
and
can't recover.
they will
Um,
easily like be 4-0
I
in
don't know
that
about
division.
easily. I
Four
don't
and
know about
zero, four
easily.
and
It
zero.
depends.
Like
It depends on how the Cowboys bounce back.
I have no faith in the Cowboys, bro.
I
Let's
don't
be
have faith
real.
in them either, but the NFC East, bro. Like it just comes with the territory of that
But you
division.
gotta understand, Deshaun Watson is gonna up your team by 3 points, bro. Like if you're a five rated team, he's gonna make you an A. If you're an A, he's gonna
Yeah,
make you a 10. Like he's just that type of player, right? Like look what he did with the Texans, man. They
yeah,
had no one. They didn't have a proper coach and a shitty defense, right? Like
no,
you
for real.
gotta. He's in such a crucial point in his life, where it's like
His career.
he regressed last year because of his coach and like his team. But technically, he's
Yeah.
still as good. He's just not getting the love, right? So
Hmm.
if I'm Deshaun, I'm gonna go to this team, and once I tell
It's,
you, you're
it's
gonna
your
be
number
like,
one.
yeah, like
Okay, let's hear it.
49ers.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that. I knew you'd say that. I knew you'd
Bro,
say that.
please tell me if you would, if it's just me or like, if I'm Deshaun Watson, why wouldn't I do this? Right? That's like
There's no reason not to.
they're
There's no
giving up
reason not
four
to.
number ones,
You think he goes for four number ones?
and Jimmy G.
Do you think he's? I don't
Look,
think he's gonna go for that,
Adams,
bro.
Adams, and Laramie Tunsil, those guys are two number ones, right? Deshaun's
Hmm.
at least three and a good player. But if you, they have the 12th pick in the draft, right?
Hmm.
So it's like the Texans, like, you got to make that up by giving us another pick because it's these guys are going to give me 3 first round picks. You guys are giving me four, but they have the top three.
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah, I think that one makes sense.
but
Yeah,
the
a
Texans, why would
sleeper
they
as
do
well.
that?
A
Why
sleeper as
would you
well,
get?
though, is the Falcons. That's a sleeper for this one.
Yeah, bro.
Imagine him with Julio and
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley, and if they can
Oh,
get a couple players on that defense,
the
they're
defense
not looking
sucks.
terrible.
The division is whatever.
Breeze is
Things
going
that
to be leaving that division.
Matt Ryan is
Brady's
still
getting old.
there,
I'd get Matt Ryan out the door if that means bringing in Deshaun Watson
but they're giving Matt Ryan another try. They're gonna give him another coach.
and Todd Gurley in the backfield as well.
Yeah, but the O
So
line isn't good, and the defense isn't good either. You just have Grady Jarrett.
I think those are improvable though. I think those positions can be improved. You don't like that? If you're Deshaun, you play in a dome,
Yo,
playing the
Deshaun in a
NFC
dome
South.
is yeah, bro. The problem is the Falcons. They're not gonna get rid of Matt Ryan, right? Unless Matt Ryan goes
Yeah,
to the Texans. But you know what also made sense in a way, right? Like you just there's more to it. If I tell you, you're just gonna be like, no, why would they do that? But if you think about it, it's possible. The Browns, bro.
yeah.
No, 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 no. Yo, if you're Deshaun Watson, you have the best O line in the league. You have two fucking demons behind you in the shotgun, just fucking loaded.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
you got OBJ, and he was a little bit overrated in my opinion. And Jarvis Hatchery. Oh my god.
yeah.
Yo,
No,
that will be the best football team in the league. Browns will win. With that
and
defense, and they have some playmakers. You just have to up the defense a little bit. You don't even have to touch the offense. Just get Deshaun.
yeah, you
And
don't have to touch
and
the
you're bringing
offense.
but to Baker's point, like, hey man, I just got a good coach and a good system. We won a playoff game. I played well. We almost beat the Chiefs. Like like if with him, he'd be devastated and he'd probably be mentally be fucked in Houston.
Yeah, yeah.
And like Deshaun's just getting the better of it.
And that O line protecting
Mm.
in
Yeah.
Houston. Yeah, he'd be
No, but
finished out there,
if
man.
you're getting those picks, right? Like if the Browns give up some pieces, then
Yeah, but the thing in the NFL is proven players are always better than picks, in my honest opinion, because you
yeah.
never know how those picks are going to pan out. You never know how they're going to
Nowadays
draft,
it's
what
a
their
little
direction they're
different.
going to
Like
go.
I think like the busts in the NFL are just less like it's just that percentage just goes like lower and lower each and every year. Like I think there's less busts in the draft nowadays, other than QBs. QBs are busts. I'm talking about like OT, offensive tackle, or like wide receiver, or even the QB, depending on the pick. You can get it with a good
Yeah,
amount of number one picks.
there's less for sure.
Mm.
If you're Deshaun, which one are you going to out of all of them?
I think the one that catches my eye the most. Fuck, man. I think the Niners and the Browns would be the scariest. In the back of my mind, I think the Dolphins and the Bears are what's most likely gonna happen.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I
I agree
just
with you.
the Bears are gonna give up on Trubisky. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I think
That
the Browns is definitely the scariest for me. That one is the
yo
scariest for me.
yo
You're
that
mentioning Odell
is
and you're mentioning Odell and Landry, but they still have
Peoples Jones,
they have some other like slot receivers that are good as well. So
bro. Peoples Jones, Austin Hooper.
hmm
And you just got
Njoku,
Chubb, Njoku, Chubb and
yeah,
Hunt.
yeah.
That O line.
Higgins. Higgins is decent as
That O
well.
line, that's the difference between the Baltimore O line and the Browns O line is that the Ravens O line is more of a power O line, like a run blocking O line, but they can't pass protect. But the Browns can do both.
Yeah,
But
they
then
can
they
do
also have
both for sure.
better running backs that can,
Yeah,
make plays out of
yeah,
nothing.
create plays, but. think those are all good shots for Deshaun. It'll be interesting to see where he lands.
Yeah, bro. But that was it, dog. Like my fault for rumbling on. I just need to get that off my chest. I was so interested this week. I was reading
Nah,
every article, watching every video, and I was like, bro, where the fuck is this guy going? And why the fuck is this so important to me? I just feel like this is so big for the league right now.
it's gonna be a turning point for his career, and might even see how
If he's
it
smart,
affects
he'd
the
go to the
leagues as well.
NFC. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if he's smart, he goes to the NFC. I think the quarterback play there is declining a bit
It's
because
super declining.
you're seeing Breeze leaving the NFC. Brady's not getting any younger, although he just
Mm.
joined. He's still going to get older. I think Aaron Rodgers is obviously going to be there, but besides that, you have an opportunity to make a big
Oh,
splash.
you just saying some things just made me realize that there's another team here that I didn't write down. We didn't talk about.
Who? The Saints?
Steelers, bro.
I like the
Bro,
Saints better.
big. Damn, yeah, the Saints are scary too.
I like the Saints better, bro.
He
They have a
said he's
better
coming back
running
for one
game.
more year, I think.
No,
Or
I think he should be done.
you think he's
I think
done,
he should
right?
be done. Nothing's official
Yeah.
yet, but
Big Ben said he'll come back for like a year, maybe just like coach or
man,
something. But the
get
Steelers
that
will
guy
work
out of
out good
here.
for him too.
Yeah, it would. It would. I do think the Saints have more weapons. Wouldn't you agree?
Steelers have a better defense and a better.
If the Saints can get 12-4 with that team, I don't know, fam.
I think
Deshaun might take them places.
that's why brother tweeted, "Yo, I need some patience." You know what I mean? Like he's gonna he's gonna stir some things around.
Yeah,
Oh
but
man, I can't wait for this off season, bro.
we gotta stay tuned, see what's happening, see what
Mhm.
happens. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see for sure, for sure. Besides that, what are you saying?
None, man. That's about it. Still,
We're good out here. We're good out here.
yeah. If
Yo,
anything,
shout out anyone who made it this far, cause
bro, I doubt anyone made it this far, bro. Like honestly, like maybe down the line if we somehow get popping, but no one made it this far. Like they probably got bored out of like the first 5 minutes, five,
yeah, we
ten,
went off
15
on a
minutes.
tangent, but yeah,
Bro, I don't even know how long this shit record. Like this is a pretty long podcast, not gonna lie.
yeah, it was a good one still.
It was a good
But
one. It was a good one for
yeah,
us, bro. Fuck it, bro. We'll hold it down
of
until
course, uh, of course.
until we add
That's the
some
point.
shit. Until we
That's the
upgrade it. You know, you
point.
gotta start somewhere. So for anyone
Exactly.
listening to this, we appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate anyone who tuned
Press the
in,
like button.
whether it was 1 minute, 5 minutes, the entire length. Appreciate it all. But yeah, like Mansor said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe,
Comment,
share
subscribe.
it,
Oh my god, I
all
never
that
thought I'd
good
be saying
stuff.
those words.
And all that good stuff. Anyhow,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next episode of Contro Central. Thanks for tuning in and take it easy.
Take it easy.